I'll get it up on the screen here, I hope. We are going to go in and we need a new, and no, you shouldn't be doing this along with me, just please watch alongside. Google Slides, okay? First thing we want to do is title this, okay? What did we do for our titles? What did we do for our titles on the mousetrap vehicle?
We did our rotation.
Okay.
And
The hour,
yeah.
right? And Mr. Willis is helping us out on the board over there. The hour, then your name, right? Last name. And then what?
For today, first one you're doing is going to be called Spinner.
We're going to do the project name. We're going to do a animation called the Spinner.
You guys
So,
50 spinners, right? We're going to be making our own.
okay, so that's what we want to do first. The next thing we want to do is take out these, and the easiest way, I think, I don't know, I haven't used this for a long time. Mr. Willis probably should be doing this. But we're going to select those and get rid of them. I'm just clicking the delete key. So we've got a screen, a clean screen to work with, okay?
You can close over here and close the themes to get that out of the way if you want.
Okay, that makes it a little bit easier. Now what I want to do is insert a shape, and I want to find a shape that is radially symmetrical. Radially symmetrical. Do you know what that means? Radius of a circle, right? We're wanting something that is symmetrical in different ways around it, okay? So, we're going to go, this one's probably a good one, the quad arrow. If I drag it onto here, that doesn't look quite right, right? So how can I keep it all the same shape? If I hold down the shift key, do you see what happens? That's what we want to do. So we're going to put it in there like that, okay? So, I don't really like that color. So I'm going to go up here, select it. I'm going to change the color. Let's go with, we'll go with red. Okay. Now, we want to make this thing, we're going to animate it, we're going to make it spin, because we're going with a spinner. Okay. What I would suggest you do is you go up here and right click on that and duplicate slide. That will make an exact copy of the previous slide. Have you done this before? Comfortable with that? Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab this little stick out and we're going to start rotating it. Do you see what happens there? What's that number mean? Okay. When do I get an exact copy of it again? 90 degrees. So if we rotate it to the 90 degrees, we're right back to where we started from, right? That's why we wanted something radially symmetrical, so we don't have to keep going around and around all the way to the front side again. Does that make sense? So if we turn it a quarter turn, we're good, right? All right, so we're going to start, and I'm just going to go, I'm going to cheat just a little bit here. I'm just going to go, well, I'll go 15. So that gives you a little hint as to what you need to do distance-wise, okay? It doesn't have to be exact, but something like that. Then we're going to right-click on there, duplicate slide, and we're going to do it again. And how far did I go? So I want to go to 30 now, right? And then duplicate slide, and I want to go another 15. Okay. Duplicate slide. We didn't have those numbers in there before. That kind of helps you cheat a little bit. And I want to go another 15, and we were at 45, right? So that means I want to go 60-ish. Okay. And then I want to right-click, duplicate slide. Another 15 would be about 75, right? Okay. Now, what happens when I get to 90? It's right back where I started. If I put another one in there, then it's going to start and end the same spot, right? But what I want to do is repeat this. So I'm going to take all those slides, copy and paste them. So if I have the same slide for the first one and the last one, I'm going to have two of the same slide every time I copy and paste, right? We don't want that. So I'm going to select all the slides. Anybody know how I can do that quickly and easily? I think I can go to select all, Control A, or I can just go up here to that menu and select all. Okay. Now I'm going to copy those and paste them. Okay. So if I right click, copy is Control C. Okay. I'm going to go back here after the last one. And now I'm going to Control V is paste. Control V, Control V. Do that a bunch of times. Now if we go back to the first one, and I want to present it, I hold my arrow key down and it spins pretty good, right? Does it look like it stops partway through, or does it look like it keeps spinning? Now, part of the reason it stays real consistent, part of the reason it stays real consistent is because I did the degrees. I was careful about that. A lot of times in the past, we have not tried to go 15 degrees for each step. And it doesn't have to be 15. It can be more or less. It'll be faster or slower if you put in more. It'll spin slower, but be more consistent, right? Does that make sense? Okay. So, to get out of there, we hit escape. And that would be the first animation that we want you to do. Okay. You can put in a whole lot more of these. So I could go back up here and go to Edit, Select All, and I could repaste a bunch more of them, and then it won't stop so quick. Okay. So now if we present, I got to go back to the first one. Now it'll spin a lot longer. It'll eventually get to the end and stop, but okay? Got that one down? Hold on. I know you're excited about doing that, but I got another one for you. We'll see how good you can do multiples at once here, okay? So we're going to go to File, New, and we want another presentation, okay? This one is going to be called Bouncing Ball, okay? Bouncing Ball, so we need to go 6th hour, last name, oops. That's a mess. Caps lock kind of messes things up. And this one I'm just going to call BB for bouncing ball. Okay. Now, if you watch a bouncing ball, what happens as it's bouncing? Every time it bounces, it gets a little bit lower, right? Okay? We're not going to worry about that part right now. What else happens? That's true. What else happens to the speed of the ball as it's bouncing?
It also, like, it kind of goes into the ground.
Okay, when it hits the ground, it's going to squish down. Good. What else? When it hits the ground, it's going to kind of smash down. What else is true of a bouncing ball? What about the speed? Okay, when it comes up, it's going to slow down. When it goes down, it's going to speed up because of gravity, right? So, how can we make that happen in animation? On the spinner, we didn't want to change the speed at all. But on the bouncing ball, we kind of want to simulate and make it look like it's changing speed just a little bit. Because as it falls, it should go faster, right? And as it rises, it should slow down. So, how do we change the speed? How do we change the way it looks speed-wise? The more slides you have, is it going to go slower or faster? Slower. The more slides you add, the slower it's going to go. Okay? And you don't want to move it very far for each one. Okay? So, we're going to start by getting rid of these. I hope. Okay, and I'm going to go to Insert, Shape, and I want to do a circle. Okay, now that said oval. How do I make it a circle? Hold down the Shift key and start moving it. Now I got a circle. Okay. Now I want to let go of that kind of all at the same time there. And I would suggest you always start your circle on the bottom of the screen. Okay. You know why? The bottom of the screen gives you a reference point. We want to have that reference point. Okay. And you can change the color of it. I think you can see it good enough for what I'm wanting to do. So, how do I do something with that? What's the first thing I need to do? I need to make another slide. So we're going to duplicate the slide. Okay? And instead of moving up, I'm actually going to start it going down. Just because I want to show you on a smaller scale what we're doing. Do I want the bottom to go, do I want the whole thing to slide down? Probably not. I want it to squish instead. So I'm going to slide these out just a little bit. About the same on each side. And then I'm going to smash that top down a little bit. Okay? So, you can see kind of what he's doing there. Okay? So I want to squish him down a little bit more. Duplicate slide. Bring that top down. Slide this one out. Slide this one out about the same if possible. Okay. And I'm going to do that one more time. Anybody got an idea on how I can duplicate the slide without doing that every time? You know how to copy? If you hit Control V, if I go to the slide and I go Control C is copy and then Control V is paste, now I've got an exact copy of that. Okay. Now, do I want that slide copied though? Probably not, because as soon as it gets to the bottom, I want it going up. We'll try it. We can always delete that one later. But I do want to copy that one, and then I'm going to put that one down at the bottom. Okay. So it's coming back up again now, right? So that was the same as number 3. So I want to copy 2, Control Copy. That's Control C. And I'm going to paste it with a Control V. And then, do I want this